This is a trip report of going up Seongsan Ilchulbong, which is in the eastern part of Jeju. There is some flower fields near there and a Buddhist temple. And it's a very short, like 0.3 mile hike up this thing, but it's very, very scenic. Yeah, you're out on a peninsula that's like elongated at the end, and so there's the sea surrounding all sides. Yeah, there is a $4 entrance fee to hike the trail, but it's well worth it. Um, and there's a little field here where you can take pony rides, and because it's on the eastern side of the island, it's also called Sunrise Peak. In traditional folklore of Jeju Island, this is also called Solmundae's lampstand. Solmundae Harmang is the goddess that supposedly um, made the island of Jeju by carrying rocks in her skirt and dumping them into the sea. And this is where she would sit down and sew, and she would put her lamp here on Seongsan Ilchulbong. The trail is very well maintained and paved with wood or stones all the way up. And there's cool features of the rocks here. They jut up. It reminds me a lot of Hawaiian peaks in that they're very vertical and have lots of greenery around it. And yeah, sorry, I don't know why my camera was shaking this much. It's supposed to um, smooth this out, but then I realized my Insta360 camera, I think what happened is I used the time lapse feature, which I figured out later you're supposed to use only when the camera is stationary. So there's a lot of jitteriness to this thing. This is a popular spot to take the picture, and you can see the city of Seongsan. And from the city is a port, and you can go to Udo Island with that. And we didn't have a chance to go to Udo Island, but it's you can head northeast of this island from there, and it's a short walk up, and the scenery is pretty amazing. The video obviously does not do it justice. Lots of cool rock formations as you go up. I think it takes less than an hour to walk up and down the thing. So even if you're pressed for time, it doesn't take too much time to do it. The trail is set up as a loop, and so when you get to the top, you go down a different way. There's a large crater in the middle, and you can see the entire city. There is a little summit marker if you want to take a picture with that, but we opted not to. And here's a view of the crater itself. More views of the crater. And then we'll head down. I cut out a lot of the descent video because it was so shaky again. Yeah, you can see this jitteriness. I apologize for that. I would say the views on the way up are definitely better than the views on the way down. And I think they made the trail specifically in that way because people are going to take more time to go up, and so they can stop and enjoy the view. And then at the towards the bottom of this, it opens up to this big field with a nice view of the horses. And then eventually you cross. This is where we cross paths with the ascending path. You cross over, and you head up to the north side. And the north side, there's this really cool beach, and a great view of the cinder cone. And you can see Udo Island off in the background there. So this is a popular place to take pictures, obviously. And what's interesting is they have these binoculars all over the trails in Korea, and in most places you have to put some coins in there to work the binoculars. But all the binoculars in Korea that we ran into were free, and you can just look through them. So there's no cost to look through those giant binoculars. Here's the well-protected cove that it drops down into. There is a restaurant there where you can have fresh seafood uh, at the bottom, and there are these tide pools that you can get to, and some boats that will take you on a ride around the end of the peninsula if you want. And I saw a couple of people taking the ride. But yeah, you can walk out here. I wish it wasn't so jittery, but it's a very scenic area, and you can walk out there. There's lots of cool seaweed and anemones and little sea creatures in the tide pools. Not as many as most tide pools I've been to. I believe that this is a area where people collect the animals and eat them. So I think it's been picked over pretty well. But the natural scenery is quite beautiful, and the water is very very calm because I think it's protected by this cove. And yeah, definitely worth heading down there if you're in the area. I wouldn't miss walking down to this beach.